Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Tuesday, the 9th of March 2021. Time is 10 a.m. here in the UK. You're looking at a CADCHF daily chart in today's analysis. We're going to be looking for price action set up across all these pairs here. I've already done some pre-analysis today. I was looking through my charts and marked some interesting looking setups. Also going to be talking about last week's setups, which I shared throughout the week last week. So we'll kick things off with last week's setups, see how they're playing out. Last week was pretty crazy, guys. The whole week was very slow until pretty much the end of the week, where things just kind of got crazy. Pretty normal for an NFP week, really. Wednesday was the 4th, no, Thursday. So yeah, we can see Thursday took off on CADCHF. Then I had a bit of a pullback. So I know a lot of you got into this CADCHF trade. This one's a pretty awesome trade so far. It's going really well. If you've hit 2R and closed out, that's fine. If you haven't closed out yet, just keep this one open. You may as well move your stop loss into profit and keep this one open. Looks like it's going to continue to make a run up. Be aware that we have news on Wednesday, CAD news, that could have a bit of an impact. The CAD news we have on Wednesday, now keep in mind I mostly ignore news, but it's the BOC rate statement, and the rate statement can be a little bit dangerous. So ideally, you probably want to close this out by 3 p.m. UK time Wednesday. Even just a few hours before would be ideal. But, otherwise, just keep it open. Move your stop loss into some profit. Maybe 1R if you want, and keep it open. So 1R would be roughly about here, depending on your entry, of course. Some of you had a later entry, but I know some of you entered all the way down here on the retrace, which was a nice little entry there. So, move your stop to break even, to at least break even, but preferably 1R. 1.5R might be pushing it, so 1.5R would be there. But you can move your stop there too. It's not too unsafe, really. Let's be honest, it's not too bad right there. Look, I'm going to leave the option up to you, because as I always say, risk management, trade management is up to the individual trader, because we all have different risk appetites. Some traders don't want to lock in profit. They just want to keep their stop loss where it is. Some traders are very aggressive with locking in profits, and they'll trail by 0.5R. Now, just to clarify what R is, because I've had a few complaints from people saying, I don't know what R is. Which is fair enough, because R is a bit of a weird concept, and I'm just so used to it that I say it and just expect everyone to know what it is. R is just the risk to reward ratio. So basically, your stop loss is always represents 1R. So in a trade, when you get into a trade, your risk to reward ratio is whatever, however many times your target is the size of your stop loss. So your stop loss is 1R, that represents 1R. If your target's twice the size of your stop loss, that's 2R. If your target's 3 times the size of your stop loss, that's 3R. If your target is 1.5 times the size of your stop loss, that's 1.5R. So when I say move your stop loss to 1R, that is move your stop loss to instead of having your stop loss as a negative, you move it positive to the size that it was as a negative. So if it was 100 pips stop loss minus 100 pips, now it's positive 100 pips. So yeah, when I say R, I'm not a pirate. I'm saying risk reward ratio. So yeah, move your stop loss, guys. Lock in however much profit you feel comfortable locking in. Like I said, some people are very aggressive. They trail it by 0.5 R. So right now it's sitting at you know, around 2.21. So they'd be having their stop loss at 1.7 R right now, because that's 0.5 less than where it's at right now. That would be a trailing stop of 0.5. Anyway, blah blah blah. My point is, lock in some profit. CADJPY, same thing here, guys. Lock in some profit. This one's not quite hit 2R yet, so just let's see how this one plays out. Move your stop loss to break even, possibly, or maybe minus 0.5R. I'll leave the specifics up to you, but lock in some profit or move your stop loss to break even. Do something like that. Just manage this trade. Don't just leave your stop loss where it is, because you know it's moving nicely. You want to lock something in. You want to protect yourself from a complete reversal at this point, because if it completely reverses, then the trade's over. You don't want to let it completely reverse on you. But keep this one open until it hits your target. No reason to get out. GBPCHF, this one's just triggered pretty much this morning. You could have technically entered yesterday if you wanted to, really. It's a pretty fresh trade. Still potential to enter this one. This one's not too late on this one. So let me just double check something. Oh, damn it. Don't have my right, I can't check my entry because I don't have my phone. I'm sorry. But my entry was somewhere. This is a very rough estimate of where my entry was. It was something like this is the trade I've got. I'll update this with the specific numbers when I can find my phone, because I mostly take trades from my phone these days. But yeah, it was roughly something like this. Still potential to enter this one. It's just a straight up breakout on GBPCHF. So GBPCHF is trending up pretty nicely. It's broken this high here as of last week, pulled back a little bit, so I set my entry trigger here. It's yeah, halfway decent trade. It's a bit of a risky one, to be completely honest, but CHF is just losing a ton of strength right now. So just going to go over to the dashboard. So CHF is minus 54 right now, which is pretty significant. CAD is quite strong. GBP is quite strong. So GBPCHF wouldn't surprise me if we see some continued moves up, given how weak CHF is. Now keep in mind that over the short term, we are seeing a weakening of GBP and a strengthening of CHF. So it could be stabilizing. This might not continue. But, you know, it's worth it. Worth the risk on this trade. USDCHF. Now, this one, unfortunately, is having a big turnaround right now. I don't think anyone actually entered this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this one and this one, I don't think anyone managed to get in to these ones. Maybe USDJPY, but USDCHF, is anyone actually in this one? The thing with this one is the way it closed above it on Friday, it would have been very difficult to justify an entry. And then once it opened again on Monday, it kind of just shot straight up. So I don't think anyone entered USDCHF. I haven't seen anything on the forum about USDCHF. It was just a very tricky one to justify getting into. And if anyone's in it, it is pulling back quite extreme pullback right now. All right, so you're in. Where'd you get in? Like, I don't really see a clean and good entry for this one. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Jackson. If it seems like a pullback, that would be a good time to get into a trade on. Could be. If it settles down here on top of support, could definitely be a continuation. But entering right now, that would be a bit tricky. Wait, you entered the original one. 92260. Oh, 92260. Yeah, you got in on the original one. Okay, that's a different story. No, I'm talking about this breakout up here. The original one was different. That one was I still don't understand how you got in that one. I don't think you're trading breakout trades properly unless you're doing your own style. Not quite sure how you got in that one. But yeah, I'm more talking about this one up here. It doesn't seem like there's anyone in it, so interesting. Yeah, I think you guys are making a few mistakes, but let's discuss these on the forum because I don't want to give too much away about breakout trading since it's a members only setup. And today's webinar is probably going to be posted publicly. So let's discuss this further in the forum, guys, because you guys are making some errors there. Righto. USDCHF. I don't really think anyone's in this one. I haven't seen anything. No one's told me they're in it. So I'm going to take it off the list for now. You know what? I'm going to keep it on the list as a potential continuation trade because we might be seeing a continuation once it settles back down on here. USDJPY. Now, this one would have been a bit simpler to enter. Is anyone in USDJPY? Oops, wrong. No one's in USDJPY. So predict you're in USDJPY. Where'd you enter? Well, this is a more valid setup. So we've already been here 15 minutes and I have not even got to new potential setups. So let's just say that if you're in this one, you may as well hold on. It's making a nice move. Right, GBPUSD. GBPUSD looks pretty good for a continuation trade right now. I have not got in yet, but I am looking at getting in pretty much right now, really. Now, the problem with this one is it's pretty high up in the support area, and this could easily continue down from here. it might not actually reverse from here because it's pretty high up in the support area. So I'm a little concerned with getting in on this one, but at the same time, I do think it's a pretty decent setup. It has a good risk to reward ratio. So I'm looking to enter this one pretty much now. Now, as I said, I do not have my phone on me. I don't know where I put it, so I cannot enter this trade setup right now. But also, if I were to enter it now, it'd be pretty boring for you guys to just sit here 5 minutes while I check everything. So I'll just enter this as soon as I'm done with the webinar. I'm going to jump into this trade. Hopefully I'll still get a good entry at that point. So it's pretty straightforward setup, guys. The entry is going to be roughly 13873. Profit or target is going to be 1.4232. Or actually, no, whoops, sorry. Targets initially 2R. So target's going to be 1.4174 and stop loss 1.3723. Like I said, I would be entering this now if I had my phone on me. But I'm just going to enter it after. Other potential setups, EURJPY, we're looking for a breakout from roughly the 130.00. Breakout trade there on EURJPY. GBPJPY, now this one looks like it's going to trigger today as a breakout. This one's a little tricky though because we have resistance pretty close by. I am definitely looking to get in long on GBPJPY for a breakout depending on today's candle. USDCAD, we're just waiting for price to drop down, break this area. It's a long way from happening. You know, I'm gonna put this on the potentials file list because this probably won't happen for a week, 2 weeks. It's just something I'm gonna watch. USDCHF, just waiting for a pullback to support for a potential continuation long here. If that even happens. Let's see if I've missed anything else in my analysis, because like I said, I did some pre-analysis this morning and marked all the interesting stuff. Let's see if I missed anything. There's just nothing on EURCAD. Technically, you could Jackson, I suggest you watch the video on trends, the members only webinar I did on trends at the start of the year. I'll send you a link for it. This is not a trend, so you can't have a continuation pullback type trade if it's not a trend. So yeah, I'll send you a link to that video, and then you can watch the webinar, because we can only trade continuation pullback type stuff on trends. EURCAD. So right now it's in the middle of a breakout. The ideal entry would have been here where it's come back up to. That would have been a good entry for this breakout. Right now it's sitting a little too low, in my opinion. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Broke out yesterday, pulled back, would have been a good entry on that pullback. Yeah, just do what Dermot's doing. You can set an order here, and if it pulls back again, you could get in. It might. It's possible. Even better would be to set an order somewhere here. That'd be a pretty decent pullback, though. It's unlikely to happen. I'll list it as a potential, guys, but I just don't really see it pulling back that much. I could be wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and it does. Support area on this pair is a bit iffy, but it's hard to get a good area on this pair. Yeah, around this area it's just very messy. I'm going to keep it here, roughly where it was originally. I think that's better. Yeah, I don't see anything on EURJPY. Sorry for spending so much time on it, but I don't really see anything valid there. Euro New Zealand, we talked about this one last week. I saw a forum post suggesting a potential short here. I really don't like it. It's just way too messy. I'm just not interested in Euro New Zealand. So many good open trades. It really doesn't make sense to go like to the bottom of the barrel and pick the crappiest trade currently forming on the charts when there's so much good open trades and potential great trades. You know. Nothing wrong with having wider stops, Dermot. Here's one I potentially missed. It's not the best looking setup. I would rather see today's candle close as indecision, and maybe we could justify a bit of a better entry on this one. A bit of a better entry would really change things. And also, if we look to the left, we can see that last time it was dancing around this area. It took forever to break out and move up. So I'm not that confident with New Zealand USD going in long at the support area for a continuation. That being said, it is a somewhat valid continuation setup, if a bit risky. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. I'm not going to enter today. I'd rather wait for today's candle to close and then look at a potential entry tomorrow. That makes more sense for me on this one. But there is a potential reversal here on New Zealand USD. So let's do a quick summary, guys. CADCHF, hold on to it. CADJPY, hold on to it. GBPCHF, hold on to it. USDJPY, if you're in it, that is, hold on to it. If you're not, then don't worry. I don't think many people are in this one. I don't think I even saw it posted to the forum. I'm going to double check that. Yeah, it's not posted to the forum. So, yeah, just if you're in it, hold on to it. But I don't think many people are in it. USDJPY, just if you're in it, hold on. Looks quite good. USDCHF, I know I took it off the list, but there's potentially someone in it. I'm not sure. If you're in it, I know there's some people in it though, because some of you said you're in it, but that would have been a kind of. I just don't see how you would have got in. No, you guys were in lower. Never mind. If you're in from this lower point, right? Let's talk about it from that aspect. If you're in USDCHF from this lower point, then you must be sitting on some nice, tidy little profit here. Now, this would have been a different trade from this point. This was a totally different trade. Yeah, then you may as well hold on to it. If you're already in it and it's moving nicely for you, you may as well hold on to it. But I'm not sure if anyone entered from this point. Look, either way, what I'm looking for on USDCHF, I didn't see an entry here, so there was no potential there. What I'm looking for on USDCHF is a drop back down to support, price stalling out on support along from there. So it's a long continuation trade on USDCHF. That's what I'm looking for. EURCAD, just looking for a pullback to around about the 15043-ish for a short entry there. Breakout. EURJPY, looking for price to move above the 130.00, close above it potentially. Breakout there. GBPJPY, waiting for today's candle to close, looking for a breakout here. Are you in GBPCHF? Cool. USD-CAD, this one's a long way off, but breakout from this point here, 1.2464. EURJPY potential breakout. Yeah, I've got this one marked too, but this one's so far off. So I guess we could throw it up on the list alongside USD-CAD because it's a long way from happening. That's no problem. I'm just more excited for USD-CAD because breaking this level, like this is a low we haven't seen since Feb 2018. So it's such a significant point if it manages to get below here. EURJPY, you know what? Same time frame. Just not as excited about it anyway, just because it's a weird cross pair and it's not USD-CAD, which is a major pair. But look, anyway, EURJPY, you are correct. There is a potential breakout on this pair. It's a long way off, much like the USD-CAD one. So I'll add it to the list. We can watch it, no problems. Are there any questions, guys, or shall we wrap this one up? I would not mind wrapping this one up so I can go hop on to this trade. It's pulling back a little bit right now, which is quite nice. Bit of a risky one here, guys. This trade, by the way, it's not the safest trade. Like I said, it could dip further into the support area. I'm getting into this one expecting a pretty good chance that it's going to not move up from here and it's going to dip further into the support area. This is a trade that's, you know, slightly more risky than I would usually take. But I'm still looking to take it. I believe I responded already. Pretty sure I did. trying to figure out where you posted it now. Yeah, I'll double check. Am I planning to split my risk on GBP? That's a good question. Not really. They're two different setups. So I'm gonna just dive in to GBP USD with the same amount. And look, anyway, it would be too late to split risk at this point. So even if I wanted to. I mean, I guess I could always, do a partial close on GBPCHF because it is sitting around my entry. I wouldn't really lose much in that scenario, and then split risk. But no, I'm not going to. I generally split risk if it's the same setup across two different pairs. So if we're trading two breakouts, I've never really split risk in between two different setups, but it's not a bad idea because we're looking for the same direction on both these pairs. So you could totally split risk. It's not something I would normally do on the same on different setups. It's not something I would normally do, but I don't really see much reason not to if you want to. Because we're looking for the same direction, it wouldn't make sense not to. But at this point, I would not do a partial close just so I could split risk at this point. Alright guys, I'll catch you for tomorrow's analysis. Tomorrow's analysis will be a members only analysis. So I'll catch you guys for tomorrow's analysis. Thank you guys very much for attending. Alright. I don't really like NZDUSD. That's a pretty weird pair. I don't know if Forex.com is in gonna add all of these. Just want to see which one. Yeah. So the problem is some of these will probably have a different open time, but they all look to have... No, they all look okay. Well, in that case, I'll just go with the Forex. No, I'll go with Saxo. Oh, Saxo has weird open. I'll go with Forex.com. Sorry, I just wanted to get a good data feed. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a valid breakout here. If you're in it as a breakout, look, I don't see any reason. Not to keep the trade. Looks good to me. Terms breakout. Looks good. JL, yeah, it's almost always at 10 a.m. UK time, but do keep an eye out for the emails. They'll come through and let you know the time. Usually send emails 24 hours before the webinars, sometimes even 36 hours before, but they can be as late as 12 hours before the webinar time. But just assume, you should always assume that webinar, members only and the public analysis webinars are going to be at 10 a.m. UK time. Yeah, cool. Cool. So I'll see you guys for tomorrow's analysis at 10 a.m. Thank you guys very much for attending, and see you later.